Hey guys, it's Janet here, and welcome to the second portion of my Audio August series. This is a time where I chat with you just for a little bit longer, no video necessary, and we talk about certain mindset aspects that might challenge you. They might challenge the goings on in your business. So, to no delay, let's get it going. Alrighty, so this week we're going to be talking about back to basics. Who do you think you are? I love that. It's kind of has a little attitude. Who do you think you are? And it's not in a sassy or mean way, but it's in an identifying way. And I don't like labels, but I do like getting clear on who we think we are. So, how can I bring this to you? All right, so let's talk about this. I am currently in a small business coaching school, and we're practicing with one another. So it's great. We have the curriculum, we have the process, it's laid out, right? But it's up to us to go and take the curriculum and practice with one another. So this has been such a fantastic experience for me as an adult learning something new. This is not college. This is not like college at all, because most of us, we have some life experience, some work experience. I'm 42 now, and I've had different careers. And so when all of the business coaches come to the table, sure, the umbrella is similar, where we might say, oh, I'm a business coach. And even the curriculum might be similar, like, oh, I teach you how to find a lucrative niche, or I help you develop your signature system. Okay, so there's certain aspects that are similar under this umbrella of business coaches. But what I find so cool about it is that we come from different areas of life. There are certain people in the group who just blow my mind. Some people are teachers, other people are former IT security people, there's some nurses in there, some medical people, there's therapists, there's people like me who might come from working in a small family-owned business for forever, and there's people who work in corporate. And so it's really important to identify how you stand out from the crowd and what you specifically bring to the table. Now, when I ask you, who do you think you are? I want you to ask yourself a little bit deeper. Who do you think you are? Not just a business coach or not just a lawyer or an accountant or whatever, original title you might have. But I want you to go deeper in the fact of picking through your background and calling upon the strengths that you have, right? Those inherent gifts that you have. So let me talk about the sacred money archetypes. I love the sacred money archetypes. I'm a certified coach in sacred money archetypes. And what it is, it's a basic money personality quiz that tells you how you relate to money. Now there's 8 different archetypes, okay? And usually the top 3 dictate how you operate in the world when it comes to money. So I'll just be my own guinea pig, but I am number 1 accumulator, number 2 maverick, and number 3 nurturer. Okay? So each one of those archetypes has their strengths and their weaknesses. And you know me, once somebody gives me a heads up about my weaknesses, I always plan around like, okay, how can I avoid that? What's my plan if something like that should happen? How can I not react? And how can I respond in a way that's professional and honors myself and my time, and also provides the person what they want either from me, or maybe I can give them direction to whatever they need. Okay, so it's really important to know your own strengths. So for me as an accumulator, I love managing money. I love it. I tell my friends, I've taken bookkeeping jobs because it's fun for me. I just love the whole reconciling to zero and making sure, your income is bigger than your expenses. And, I like to make sure that things are all accounted for and can tell a story. So that's it. I'm an accumulator. However, there are business coaches who don't like to deal with that. They don't like to deal with money. And that's perfectly fine, because guess what? They have strengths that I don't have. Okay, there are certain coaches out there who might have the personality of a ruler, somebody who's wanting to create a large empire of clients and customers under them. Okay, that's not me. I'm more of a boutique coach. So it's important to know that I'm definitely not a ruler, empire builder coach. I just want to keep it small. And so that's my number one archetype. My second archetype is the maverick. And the maverick is the risk taker, the one who sort of jumps without looking. So you know how that could be a problem there, right? Because oftentimes I do that. I'll invest in something before I even really think about, okay, when can I implement it? Who can teach me how to do it? I just jump too quickly. So my roadblock there is to kind of hold myself back and do my homework first. Okay. Now, on the other hand, there are other coaches out there who are really investigative. They're very strategic. They do what it takes to collect all the information they need before they jump at it. One of my coaching buddies is just like that. She's a corporate person, and she just amazes me how I might suggest something and she says, "Oh, I did that already." So we all have different, we all bring different things to the table. So I just talked about those two. So for you, who do you think you are? So in the last audio, I talked to you about, why do you do what you do? Like, what's your purpose? Why are you driven to do this work? Now, that's your purpose. But then this question is when you identify who you think you are, the way you approach that purpose is going to be entirely different from the next person. Let me give you an example. So there's certain business coaches who hate looking at the money. I love looking at the money. So I will attract the clients who need somebody to look at the money. Okay? There's other coaches who provide clear communication. I don't, I'm not always the best with communication, and honestly, I've gotten myself in trouble a couple of times with some really short emails that kind of came across kind of a, what's the word? More like factual rather than emotional. And so you don't want me to teach you about warm communications. You want to go to that coach. And believe me, I have a nice referral for you there if that's what you want. Now, one more thing I'd like to share when it comes to asking the question, who do you think you are? Let's think in terms of income. Okay, so do you think that you are a $10,000 a year professional? Or do you think you are a $100,000 a year professional? Or $1 million professional? Whatever it is, think about that salary that you want to bring in. So if you say you want to be, $100,000, you want to make $100,000 in revenue every year, you identify yourself as that. I am a 100K business coach. Let's just fill in the blank. I am a 100K lawyer. And then we dig a little bit deeper and we ask, okay, as a 100K business coach or lawyer or whatever, what does that person do? Do I binge watch Real Housewives? Do I sit on the couch and eat bags of chips? Do I hide from my clients? And oftentimes, if you're clear on your goal and your purpose and who you are, you can identify what needs to be done in order to reach your goals. And that always has to do with coming back with who do you think you are and making your decisions from that place. Okay, so I hope that I made myself clear today. I'm just kind of sitting here talking with you. So let me just invite you to apply for a discovery call with me. If you go to my website at mymoneypivot.com, in the top right corner, you'll see discovery call application. Click on that link. It'll take you to my application here. I don't have that many spaces, but I certainly will try my best to get you in there. And here's a quick hint. The more that you can write into this application as far as what you need, what you want clarity around, you're good to go. And I'll be in touch. Okay, have a great day. Bye.